Hi guys, I'm Bex from Trista Bytes, and today we're doing something a little bit different because I was asked if I did Q&A videos, and I thought, I'll see if anyone wants to ask me any questions, so I put a shout out on various social media channels, and I got lots of questions which are written on these here bits of scrap paper recycling, and I shall go through them. They're in no particular order. And I've got all the questions, I believe, that were asked as well, so if you ask me a question, you will be in this video. SC Fett and Spider Gidman both asked me pretty much the same question, which is, if I had all the money in the world and could do the ultimate cosplay, what would it be and why? I'm kind of new to cosplaying, and I'm not sure if I could really survive in any of the really cool giant armours and things that I've seen, which I utterly adore, but I'm not sure that's what I would do. I think for me it would probably be something like Witchblade. Incredibly difficult costume to do well. It needs adapting because it's like barely physically possible anyway, and she's super cool and it's a really cool costume. I'd probably need to adjust it so it was a little bit safer for work, I guess you'd say, but that's probably what I would do is, and yeah, I think Witchblade is probably up there. KR Bass Comics said, who is your favourite Stranger Things character from both seasons? I haven't seen any episodes of Stranger Things at all, and I know everyone keeps telling me that I should have watched it and that it's really good and it's exactly the sort of thing I would like, but it's on the list, but I haven't got round to it, so I'm afraid I can't answer that one. Sorry, I haven't watched it. I also haven't watched Game of Thrones. I'm waiting for it to be finished before I watch it, and I know that's, you know, feel free to comment how wrong I am for this one, but I want to wait till it's finished. And, you know, even I love the Iron Throne, obviously, and I've seen one episode of Game of Thrones, but I've seen 0 episodes of Stranger Things, so I can't remotely answer that one, I'm afraid. Anna Quinn UK said, what comic character would you want to meet in real life? Lobo. He probably wouldn't kill me, but definitely Lobo. Original Lobo, not like weird Lobo that appeared temporarily and then got retconned because everyone went mental because it wasn't Lobo, but original, proper Lobo. I would love to spend time with him. He's just the best ever. Capture Eye World said, why do you have such a beautiful smile? I can't really answer that. Thank you very much. I guess genetics, my mother, and my ability to laugh at myself. Catcher Fan said, what do you love most about ComicCon? I think for me it's, I mean, obviously the people, meeting people, socialising. I've always gone to Comic-Cons on my own, and the amount of people I've met there it's just been absolutely incredible. So that's one answer. But when we're not talking about the people, when we're talking about actually inside the Comic-Con, then it is the independent comics, the comic village. Those are the people where I can find some incredible comics that you'd otherwise never find, and you can talk to the creators and you can see their artwork and get commissions and things. And Comic Village is definitely one of my favourite things about Comic-Con by a long way. Hausenga? I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that. We'll go with that. If we were in the same city, would we randomly bump into each other? If you went to Comic-Cons, then probably. I'm also quite noticeable from a distance. I have a tendency to wear like cat ears and things, so that tends to make me quite easy to spot. So probably. I don't know if that's a good thing, or you just actually want to find out if you could avoid me if I move near you. The Stark Wolf, I like that name. Which is your favourite Dragon Age game? A couple of friends that used to live with me who were massive gamers, and they played the Dragon Age games. I was really busy with work at the time, so I sort of backseat drove. They called on me for help when they wanted help with either making decisions or doing kind of more puzzle type aspects and things like that, and I got to watch them and get involved in the storylines, but I didn't actually play them, so the games will kind of blend into one for me. But my favourite character is, really predictably, my favourite character is Morrigan, and she's in a lot in Inquisition, and you can romance her in Inquisition, so I'll go with that. But yeah, I haven't played them, so I can't comment based on the fighting system and stuff. It's just based on how much Morrigan is in it, really. Next question. Candy Valentina says, if you could listen to one band for the rest of your life, who would it be? That's not easy. I'm assuming that means only one band. I really love David Bowie. He's one of my childhood heroes, and I very much wanted to marry him in Labyrinth, or Jared, specifically wanted to marry Jared Bowie. So David Bowie would definitely be in consideration for that, and would probably be who I would choose. Other than that, I'm trying to think of bands I can listen to endlessly, and it would probably be a band called Powerman 5000. They are new metal, and they sung about superheroes and supervillains and being in space and sci-fi, and they were really, really awesome and silly, and I never get bored of them. Ever. They were so self-aware as to how silly and cartoon they were being. That was exactly what they were going for. So I think Powerman 5000 or David Bowie. Okay. So yeah, I don't know if that makes me sound like I have an interesting and broad taste of music or if I'm just a complete idiot. Next question. Mechanismo. I think that's how you say that. Which is your favourite Star Wars and why? And then in brackets, except the prequels, then don't mention them, they never happened. Well, I'm not a massive fan of the prequels, to be honest. The plot lines and some the romance sort of storylines and things were... I didn't like them anyway. The fight sequences and some of the visual effects were absolutely stunning in them, so they get to exist for that. I tended to... I think of the original trilogy almost like it's one film. Like, that's such a cop-out answer. The original trilogy! It's really obvious, and it's a real cop-out, and I'm saying all three of them. There's no answer I can give that isn't just going to be really, really obvious. I guess the one I have the most nostalgia for is probably New Hope. So we'll go with that. Basically, the more R2-D2, the better. I think that is the thing. I didn't watch the films as much as a lot of people did growing up. They're not... Like, I liked Star Wars, but we didn't have them on VHS, and I didn't have the toys, and I was much more into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and these kind of things. So it wasn't one of my obsessions as a kid, which makes it, I think, it's a little bit different than I think other people have feelings about it. I'm not quite as emotionally involved, even though I did really enjoy the films and I watched them when they were on the telly and so on and so forth. I think I probably have more nostalgia for the Ewoks cartoon, even though it's not really even Star Wars. And, you know, I loved lightsabers and the Ewoks cartoon, and Princess Leia was badass. I think that's mostly what my impression of it was when I was younger, so... Yeah, that was a terrible answer. We'll try and do slightly better on the next one. Chris CB Justice, rather, says, what are your top 5 anime? I actually had to think about this for a second. I think, although this may change if you ask me this question in another 5 minutes time, but I think I'm going to go with Laputa, Castle in the Sky, Paprika, Perfect Blue, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and Last Exile. Last Exile is not as well known. I don't know why. That's utterly incredible, and if you haven't seen Last Exile, definitely watch that one. I'm going to assume that you are aware of or have seen the other ones. They're all pretty famous. Tony M. Harrison says, yeah, this is what happens when you just say your answer, whatever questions are put on Instagram. You find yourself in a room with only one window and a southern view. Suddenly a bear walks past the window. What colour is it? Pink. You're probably going to come back and psychoanalyse me on this for now, but I don't know. Pink. Why not? It's an imaginary room. I'm going to have an imaginary bear. Ms. Rychik, who is your favourite DC character? If you're talking just about kind of the mainstream DC line, then it's going to be pretty obvious, especially if you've seen my cosplays, and I do really love Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn is up there with one of my favourite characters. If we're talking slightly broader DC and you're including Vertigo, then it will be another really obvious answer, which is Death from Sandman. So, you know, I'm so incredibly predictable, it's just ridiculous sometimes, but I'm not going to lie and pretend it's not. I'm predictable. Next question. Emerald Archer UK. Any cos plans for the future? I wasn't intending to be a cosplayer, I just thought, oh, I'll try it, it might be fun. It wasn't intended to be a thing I did at all, and now I've done it 3 or 4 times, so trying not to, but yeah, obviously this is gonna happen. I did a sort of Lara Croft-y type thing when I was in Hawaii and got to stand in front of volcanoes and climb down plant vines as Lara Croft, which was just fun. So I might like upgrade that costume and do that a bit better. I would really love to do Jinx. People were saying that my first Harley Quinn attempt was very Jinx-like because my hair was blue and Jinx is awesome, so a Jinx Harley Quinn crossover would be really awesome, but I'm going to try not to because I can't afford to have another hobby. This is supposed to be my hobby, yeah. Hennequin Photo says, do you have a favourite tattoo? I've only got 2 tattoos. I know they cover 50% of my body, but I've only got 2 of them, and it would be cool to choose between them. They're also both my designs, then reworked and done better by my tattoo artist, because obviously, you know, I'm very 2D and he knows how to make tattoos work, so they like co-design them. They're both done by the same artist, and they cover most of me, so I can't really choose them. Although I do, if you can see, I do really love like the way this goes. I don't know if you can even see that. I do, yeah. That's one of my favourite bits, but it's all one tattoo, dude. Like, I can't answer that. It's all connected, it's one tattoo. I'm the most and least tattooed person you're gonna meet. I have 2 tattoos and 50% of me is tattooed. Lil Con Kid, also a good name. Are you going to MCM May 2018? Yeah, I should think so. I would hope so. I'd be very surprised if I didn't. I've gone to MCM for years, and I've not missed one yet, so we'll go with yes. Ben Fox 01 says, which recent cosplay blew you away and where was it? Hint, hint. Well, obviously, I met Ben Fox at MCM ComicCon, and he was the incredible Mario in the Mario Kart, which was a motorised skateboard, and there's a shot of that in my MCM ComicCon video, so obviously, hint, hint, yeah, obviously you. But if we're going for which ones blew me away, literally, I was exploded twice at MCM ComicCon, once by Marvin the Martian, and the other time by Battle Boss Brand. So, I think those are probably the most accurate answers if I'm going to take this literally. Ooh, second piece of paper now. Mr. Grimes Real. Are you a fan of the UK TV show Nightmare? Would you like an interactive version like the Crystal Maze? Well, I did a video on the Crystal Maze and I already answered that question, so, you know. Well, yes, I love Nightmare. I would be so bad at it because I don't know my left from my right because I'm dyspraxic, but I would love to try. I would love to try and fail to do a version of Nightmare, because I always sat watching the TV going, yeah, that way is so obvious, and I'd be so bad at it, and I would, yeah, it would be so much fun. It needs to happen. Someone make it happen. You make it happen. You ask the question. Also, bonus question from Mr. Grimes Real. How tall are you? I am 5'4", exactly average height. How Zenga says, how many teeth do you have? I counted my teeth. I hope you're happy. I counted my teeth. I have 32 teeth, which I googled, and it is the exact correct number for someone with no wisdom teeth. Because I have no wisdom teeth. Not just because I'm not wise, but because I had them all removed, as they were all rubbish. So yeah, I have the exact correct amount of teeth. That's not very exciting. Ian Slommer Scott. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be Slom-O Scott. Either way, Ian says, why can't I have a flamethrower for a hand? Well, I think that either the answer to that is because. The other answer to that is, live your dreams. It worked for Ash. You can do it. But for liability purposes, if you do it and then set fire to your entire house, I didn't say that. Ruzel says, what are your pet hates? Well, one of my major pet hates is animated DVD menus. I hate animated DVD menus. It doesn't matter how many times I have to deal with it. The ones on the Red Dwarf TV series drive me absolutely mad. I much prefer the episodes only box sets you can get of these things, because having to go through like 5 animated things and only getting like 3 episodes on a disc because the disc is taken up with the animated menus and take forever, that drives me crazy. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon is another example of an absolutely awful animated menu, but they're all awful. I think they're ridiculous and I hate them, and I think that, you know, if it wasn't so law-abiding, I would pirate things just so I wouldn't have to watch animated menus. I'd pay to not have to have the animated menus. I would pay more to have less features so I could actually just watch the thing. So, I don't know why that makes me so angry. It's like at least 10 seconds of my life. But I can't watch a single DVD without having a rant about it if it's got an animated menu. Ruzel also asks, what would your superpower be? My superpower would be like super cat-like agility, like acrobatic cat-like agility, ideally combined with flying. And a healing factor for when I crashed. That's like 3. But definitely super agility and things, because as I've said earlier, coincidentally, I'm dyspraxic and I'm really uncoordinated and I bump into things, and the idea of being like super cat agile and being able to like jump and flip around and do stuff and things, like that's just one of the coolest things ever apart from flying. So yeah. So agile I could fly. Something. No one's going to ask me questions again, I've been so bad at this. Okay, last one for now. Asobitech says, what was your first games console? Well, I grew up and all of the kids in the block of flats I grew up in, we all had different consoles. So I was playing console games long before I had a console. But if you're asking what my first one was, it was just mine. Well, the first one in my house was a Master System 2 with Alex Kidd in Miracle World built in, which technically belonged to my brother. But the first one I ever owned, which I saved up for with like my £1 a week pocket money, and then I did extra things to get another £1 a week, so it was £2 a week, and I saved up £80 to get a Mega Drive 2 with Sonic 2, and my mum was so impressed I'd saved up all of this money rather than spending it on chocolate like I used to do every week, that she bought me Megalomania, which is one of my favourite games in the world. Megalomania is an amazing game. So yeah, the first one I owned was the Mega Drive 2. I think that is all the questions. I have no idea if this was entertaining. If you thought this was entertaining, please let me know. I can do another one of these in future. Equally, if you think it's rubbish, then let me know as well, because I want to make videos you guys want to see. But I found this quite entertaining. I didn't expect to get any questions at all, so thank you guys, I really appreciate that. It has been random and fun, and now I know that I have the correct amount of teeth, so also slightly educational. Yay! Well, thank you for watching. If you like this video or any of my other videos, please subscribe and click the little bell. You can also find Trista Bytes on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, and I will see you guys later. Bye!